Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Hitman GO, the definitive edition. Let's go. So we're just trying to speed through this at this point. We're giving it one or two tries and then just looking up the solution. This is one of those series I can definitely feel already. I know I've checked out from this game. Wow, look at all these blue coats. And you've got to get right here to get the blue coat to go any further. And then you've got to throw the rock to, let's see. So if we get the yellow coat, we're safe. But we're only as safe as this step. And now we're safe from the blue, but we're in danger from the yellow. So if I throw the rock here, I can walk up here and do this. Interesting. So there's no yellow jacket anywhere on the map to pick up. And this guy is gonna walk this way, and this guy's gonna walk that way. And I didn't break any of the yellow jacketed people's strides in such a way that it feels like I can catch them. And as I go back and forth here, the game is just saying to me, it's like, no, you're not going to be able to succeed. Well, I suppose if I can move this back and forth and make it so that nobody is going to step on that square. Or maybe I could just do something more simpler like this. Ah, that works. Look at that. I found the solution to a puzzle without having to do anything or ask for help. Let's just see what the 27 steps solution would have been. It's probably not incredibly different than my solution, just if I was to guess, a little bit less walking back and forth. What this game needs is a way to rewind back each step and record it and pause it and play the entire log of every move you've made up to that point. Ah, the bush helps. I see. So, a slight difference in where I threw the rock and just a difference on where I walked. Didn't kill anybody in that one either. So, yeah, if there was a recorder for every single step, and you could just undo and redo, and when you died, it just said you died and it rewinds back to the previous step, that would stop a lot of the repetitiveness and the reloadingness of this game. Because if I die like 20 moves into trying this level, why are you going to punish me and make me go back to step 1? Take me back to step 19 where I made the mistake and then let me try. And if I'd made the mistake at like step 18, at the very least I'd be able to figure that out. So if I just go here, I can't get the jacket, so I have to go here. And if I go down here, I can't hit this key because they'd stab me first of all, and because this guy would get me. I could kill this guy, but then this guy would get me. now I've unlocked the door, which changes this guy's move. Now I can move here, but this guy would kill me. So I can go here. And I think at this point, you're cool to kill that guy. And then up here. And see, this guy would stab me. So back here. Nope, can't go there. We get the Ave Maria song again, and can't go down here. And this guy would kill me. So eventually go down here. Yeah, but these guys are stabbing. Alright. Just show me the solution. I get it. It's a complicated puzzle. There's people walking back and forth. There's people turning. I get the idea. And I get it. I can't, on the first try, figure out the solution. Most of the time. Yeah, sure. Okay. There's really no rewards in this game. For any of this. If I wasn't covering this for my channel, I would have already rage quitted. That's all I'm building up to at this point anyways, is just a rage quit. So, yeah, that's the right number of steps to take out this plague doctor, or whoever it's supposed to be. Let's go see how you do that and get the briefcase now. The solutions aren't special, they're just unique. If that makes any sense at all. Like, 2 plus 2 equals 4, but 2 plus 3 equals 5. That first equation is not special compared to this next one. It's just unique. And it's not even that unique because 1 plus 3 also equals 4, but that's a slightly different equation. Yeah, I don't know how to even explain this better. Blades of grass are probably genetically unique from each other. Does that make every single blade of grass special? Well, certainly you may tell a kindergartner that, but in reality, no. That just dilutes the word special down to being pointlessly open-ended. Going left here instead of going right doesn't reveal a brand new path. It doesn't show some ability to maneuver that we weren't aware of. It doesn't cause any action to happen, or start a cutscene, or start dialogue, or reward you in any different way. Seems like we have to walk back and forth this way to avoid somebody. A lot of extra steps here to get that briefcase. I'm noticing. Yeah, you could sit here for an hour or two, honestly, trying different solutions. I'd eventually want to just pull out pen and paper and mark things off to find that solution. That's ridiculously complicated to get the briefcase. And see, we get to this point where it's like, has anyone ever legitimately beaten this game? And almost certainly somebody's going to say yes. And almost certainly the truth is somebody has. But is it 20% of the people who've played this game? Or 10% or 5% or less than 1%. I don't think it's 50%. I don't think it's 60, 70, or 80%. It's definitely not 90 or 100. We're going to box 3 now, I suppose. I assume he'll probably introduce a new concept. Here's a gun, so does the gun allow you to do something? Got a little airplane here. So let's see. If I went back here and then did this and then went here and did this, that leaves me safe actually. And they turn after you move. So if I go down here, he'll face this way. If I go... Nope, that's not gonna work. But this will work. So that was a couple extra steps. The line gets broken up here as it's painted on the steps, by the way. And this... And I guess you can only shoot specific targets. Interesting. So again, you have to kill a guy in the game. No choice. Now, when I was covering Hitman Absolution, there was a sniper minigame that they gave away originally many months for pre-order people to play, and frankly it was a pretty good game, and I wish it had more than one level. As I would have gotten bored with it definitely, but it wouldn't have been too bad to go through like 5 or 10 levels playing a sniper game, finding all kinds of little hidden secrets in it, and it was the hidden secrets that certainly made it a fun turn of events. So I imagine what we'll find out is that if you just don't get the briefcase and you don't make any mistakes in your steps, you can do this level perfectly fine. Make sure it wants me to go this way, then back, and this way, and this way, and this way, and that way. Next level. But in the actual game Hitman Absolution, I think you were allowed to get guns every now and then, but it never really felt like that was a valid solution to every single game every single mission you were playing, where you could just sniper your target and be done. And if I'm remembering correctly, it's been a while, it started high chaos where everybody starts looking for you, and if that happens, then you might as well give up. So this is the exit, and this is the 2 places you can shoot the sniper rifle, it seems. So what happens if I click this? It kills 2 of them, which is probably necessary because, and you only have 1 bullet though, interestingly enough. So if I was to guess, the way this works is we have to go back and forth, back and forth, and then if I go forward he catches me, so that's not gonna work either. And honestly, I think you need to shoot this one because I don't think you'll ever be able to clear all 3 of these So I'm not gonna try anymore on this level. I've already one attempt. That's all I'm willing to give them, if even that much. But I'm gonna predict that we're gonna use this bush to kill 2 or 3 of these guys and shoot this guy with the sniper to have a path. Let's see what you have to do to get the briefcase and see if that also does the 19 moves. You've got to walk around here, not really surprised on that, and manipulate yourself. If this guy had just started in a different place, you would have taken you a few less spots. Interesting, the gun is going to shoot those 2. I did not expect to see that happen. You go here. You go here. You go down here. You go over here. You go here. What? What do you mean? Why would this guy be able to kill him? I guess because he's walking forward, and so we've just learned something new that the game hasn't taught us at all for the first 2 boxes. Apparently, if the guy is facing you and he's 1 step away, you can just walk forward and kill him. Which that totally at least changes the idea there, if not the practicality of doing these levels. That's really ridiculous. Like, this is just a yellow jacket security guard. And just because I somehow manipulated him in the right spot, I was able to kill him. Which makes no sense. I would have sworn up and down it was the exact opposite of that. Let's see, nothing changes. You take out those 2 each time for each solution, I suppose. So the only difference I think between this move is you don't pick up the briefcase. You just walk forward. Well, I could have probably figured that one out myself after seeing the solution showed to me. It looks like they're going to introduce these new characters that you can only attack sideways. That's an unwelcome addition, honestly. Last thing I want is the game to become more difficult. I'd prefer at this point for the game to just get stupid easy. Can't walk either way here. So, as it is, I can do like this and take this guy out. This, this, this. And then this, and that guy kills me. So that doesn't work. And this switches the gates. Interesting. So let's keep looking here. Switch. It doesn't switch as much as it unlocks the gate. So this here, this here, this here, this way to this point. And then when I step here, I can shoot this guy, which I have to shoot, frankly. And then I can take 1 step over this way and shoot this guy. And then take 1 step over here and 1 step over here and shoot both these guys. See, and if the shooting mechanic was introduced in box 1 and we lost the shooting mechanic or it became less important later on, I think that would have worked a lot better. Level complete, kill all the enemies, 24 or fewer turns. Interesting. I want to definitely see how you kill all the enemies. But let's try 24 or fewer turns first, just to see if that helps. So you don't kill this guy, that saves you a couple turns, I suppose. In fact, that very well may be the only real difference to the whole maneuver. Now you sneak in there. And so you've practically always going to shoot this guy first. And then you come up here and you shoot this guy. And I guess I could have killed all the enemies simply by walking over there and killing that guy when I did it. But I'm not using the other bullet gun, and instead just running towards the exit. There we go. So I really don't even need to see the solution, but we'll look at their solution anyways as far as killing all the enemies. It's not going to be all that interesting. It's just going to be mostly of what I did anyways, except for with a couple of extra steps. This way, here, this, on this guy, down here, on this guy, and really that's the only way you could kill these yellow people without, well, maybe there's some other way to do it, but not that I can tell. And so since this guy's sideways, I can just walk up here and kill like that. It's an interesting choice that they didn't have like a strangulation sound every time he killed somebody. It would probably be too much, but that's usually how Agent 47 kills somebody. From behind this, he'll garrote them and strangle them. But that was probably a little too grotesque, and it probably would have knocked up the age rating on this game. You could almost justify letting someone who's a preteen play this game, but it kind of is silly if you did, because Hitman is definitely M for mature, so it's a hard M too. A lot of killing, a lot of sexual innuendo, at least in Absolution. Maybe in the reboot they got away from that a little bit, but they were going hard on that. So I guess this blocks their view or helps me a little bit. So these guys are cool. So I just kind of have to go back and forth here, I would suspect. Take these guys out like that. And then go here. And then take these guys out. And go here. And then down here. And down here. And down this way, this way, this way. Let's see. This one. This way. This way. That way. That one. I know they made Tomb Raider Go, and I would feel that parents would be much more justified in letting their kid play Tomb Raider Go than they would Hitman Go. Even in the name, the name's too mature. 18 or fewer turns. Let's see what the solution is to save time. It's probably just don't kill somebody or take one step different than what I did. Some of these levels are doable, definitely, if I just don't get frustrated with them and don't let the rage boil over. And see, anytime I cover a game like this, and yeah, it was just don't get the briefcase and take slightly different steps. anytime I cover a game like this and I start having this style of experience, I have to wonder, am I just having a low blood sugar moment? Am I just not into it? This is definitely a game that would appeal to some people, at least a decent amount of people. I remember other game reviewers talking very highly of this game, and it's part of the reason why I bought it, which then actually just adds more frustration, doesn't it, when you have other people whose opinions you may trust a little bit, and then it doesn't play off as well, as the game just doesn't interest you. You feel like your trust may have been misplaced a little bit. So box 3 is where we are. We've unlocked box 4. We only need 8 more for curtains down, which I think this one might have been a DLC thing. I think this might have been a DLC thing. And this might have been a DLC thing. But not in the definitive edition, but originally when this was sold on cell phones. I could definitely see a slightly better experience if you're playing this on an iPad or something like that. Not by much though. It's still very much the same game. I think your standards would just be a little bit lower for a cell phone game. When you start putting this up against PC AAA games, even Hitman Absolution and the reboot of Hitman, in no way does it stand up. And then I can only really compare it to indie puzzle games on Steam, and I've seen better indie puzzle games on Steam than this. A lot of polish on this game so far, but I don't like the mechanics. I just don't like the way the mechanics work, and I don't like the way the game is just throwing the puzzles out there and say, you figure it out. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. All of that helps out. If you want to support me further, click on my name, Rydo. On the right will be a button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.